Hi, my name is Berst. I'm with Components Express, and today I'm going to go through the assembly procedure for the Genie Nano enclosure. So the first thing we do is we start out with the Genie Nano. This is one of the older models that just has 2 screws on the bottom of the camera. The new models have a 3rd screw, which we've accommodated for in our mount. So the first thing we want to do is put it inside the Genie mount. So this is the bottom of the Nano mount. You see 1, 2, and a slot for a 3rd hole. So what we want to do is take the camera, we want to make sure we get the bottom of the camera. So bottom of the camera, look at the RJ45 and the key is down. And this is the bottom of the camera. So I'm going to slip this in, and I'm going to put this in with 2 metric screws that are included in your kit. And you're going to need a 2.5 millimeter Allen wrench in order to put those in. Oops. The torque specs are published in the spec sheet. I'm not using a torque wrench today, but I will publish those specs. So, okay, so now we have the camera mounted. I need to install the camera into the housing. So, as we look in the housing, I'm going to try to get a close-up of this. You're going to see there's a key in the housing. Okay, if you look on the Nano enclosure itself, you'll see there's also, this is going to be hard to see because this is not anodized yet, there's also a key on the anodized piece. So we're going to take the mount, match those keys up, it's going to drop in and just press it in. This will already come O-ringed, so it seals. This is an IP67 unit. Okay, so now we have this together. Now we can go ahead and flip the camera over, and I'm going to install my O-ring. Simple enough. And then we're going to install our RJ45. So we want to go ahead and connect our RJ45, and we're going to put our back cover on. Now you can orient this however you want. The M12X code connector. Excuse me. So, all right, so now we put this together. Now I'm going to put in my 4 metric screws, and you're going to need a 4 millimeter Allen wrench to do this. And again, the torque specifications to put this together will be with the spec sheet and detailed instructions as to what I'm doing here. We just want to get you a quick YouTube video so you know how to do this. Okay, so now we have our back cover installed. Now I'm going to flip the camera over. At this point, I'm going to put on my lens cover. So my lens cover, it's got 4 retained screws. You'll see there's 2 holes in this unit for the pins, for the alignment pins, so you can very quickly see where the pins are, know how to align it, put that together. Now, I'm going to put this together with a 3/32 wrench, and in production, this will be a 2.5 millimeter. But for the first run, we had to use what was available. So the reason those screws are retained is because they're quite small, and it would be very difficult to drop them in and align it, and they'd be quite easy to lose. So wherever possible with the small hardware, we try to leave it retained to make it easier for people to use. And once again, I'll publish the torque spec. I'll do a version of this video that shows me utilizing an actual torque wrench so that we can discuss what those torque values are, and we show the proper installation procedure. I just want to make it quickie for distributors who are out there trying to get this product on the street. Of course, one thing I should have said was we would have, prior to doing this, we would have, of course, installed a lens on this. So the idea of this case breaking in half is so that you can take this off, adjust the lens, put it on so the lens is already focused and fixed, and you can do that with the camera affixed to a robot to your production line, whatever you want to do. Next thing I'm going to do is install my my next O-ring. Again, this part is all IP67, so there's quite a few seals in it. So I'm going to take my O-ring. Next I'm going to install my Midwest Optics anti-reflective polycarbonate. Install that. Next, what I like to do is put this next O-ring on my air curtain. So this is an air curtain. I don't know if you can notice here, we've got an air fitting on the top. We've got this piece on the front. This not only is an air curtain, but it'll actually blow debris that exists on the lens off the lens. So this is a little bit beyond an air curtain. So this is an optional feature. Normally it just comes with a standard bezel on it, front bezel, that is not an air curtain. But it's a relatively economical version of an air curtain. Okay, so again, I want to look at, you definitely want to know when you put this together what was the top and what was the bottom. When I put the air curtain on, I like to put the air curtain, the valve on the top, just so that it's oriented where I expect it. Now I'm installing my 4 Allen screws, and again, you're going to need this 4mm Allen wrench. So a little bit more about this enclosure. It's type 2 anodized, so it's a nice hard surface. Should be excellent for multiple assemblies and disassemblies in case you need to get in there and adjust your lens or change it in the future. Another feature is that it's very light. This front piece can be made any length you want. So it's very critical to us that we know the camera model and the lens model. We can make this for not just the Nano camera, but a whole series of 29mm and some larger odd-shaped cameras like the Nano. So don't think of this as just a Nano enclosure. We can do this for other units, but the Nano is very popular with our distribution channel. So now we're going to come to the mount. This will be pre-assembled, of course, with your kit. This mount, it's a Picatinny rail style mount, so you can literally mount this anywhere on the camera enclosure. So what you want to do is just loosen these up a touch, and you can mount this on any side, so you can do whatever you want with this enclosure. This is built to accommodate a swivel link mount. So again, I'm going to use my 4mm Allen wrench and just go ahead and tighten this up wherever I want it. I like to tighten up all 4 sides. So there you have it. That's your assembly procedure for, we're calling this at this point the Genie Nano enclosure because it has the Nano in it. Again, it can accommodate a whole variety of 29mm and larger cameras. Also on the lens size, it can accommodate 38mm lenses, also up to 44mm diameter lenses. And again, we'll make this any length that the customer desires. So we want to know what the lens model is so that we size this appropriately for you. This has been Berst for Components Express. Thank you very much.